Listen, a little bit of a personal thing. You're 2 days away from your first, coaching your first game at any level. So I got to ask you, are you extra jacked up? Are you extra pumped up? Like when you go home and that, is your wife telling you to shut up 2 a.m. because you're yelling out formations and plays and all that?
When I get home, she's already asleep. So, I just try not to wake up the dogs. But, right now we're preparing for Pittsburgh. That's the biggest thing right now. In terms of kind of anything individual or personal, I'll reflect back on that later. Obviously, there's adrenaline pumping. It's the first, regular season game. So the feeling in every building in the National Football League is a little bit different today.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Zach.
Hey, Joe. I was wondering what sort of challenges does Juju Smith-Schuster present for a secondary, especially since he can line up at a few different spots and he'll come in through the slot a lot of the time. What kind of challenges does a guy like that present for you?
Well, I think what you just said right away, his versatility of where they can use him obviously presents, variety in their offense. He's an explosive player. He's very good with the ball in his hand after catch. He's got a lot of savvy. This guy understands, playing with Roethlisberger. You watch the tapes of these guys, there's obviously chemistry between them. On the extended plays that, Ben is, able to create. Juju's really a guy who's savvy to find space, get open. He stays alive on plays. He makes contested catches. This guy's just really an outstanding player. And seeing him, in person multiple times in the past, he's always a guy that, you notice when he's on the field.
Thanks, Joe.
Bruce Beck.
Hey, Joe, what's your message to Giants fans about the type of team that you will be leading onto the field on Monday night?
Look, we're working to build a tough, smart, fundamentally sound football team. That's where emphasis is going to lie. That's what we're consistently going to work towards getting to. These guys are, working hard. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of urgency in what we're preparing to do. And we'll go out there and work to make the area proud, Bruce.
Good luck to you, Coach.
Thanks, Bruce.
Jordan.
Hey, Joe, we kind of heard from your players that they mentioned something along the lines of you telling them, the first, I think it was 4 weeks is about who makes the least mistakes and, foolish penalties and stuff like that. I'm wondering, if you could sort of expand on that and tell us what exactly your philosophy is on that.
Well, I think a big point of it is not having a preseason this year. You're going to see a combination of regular season and preseason football early on. And we've got to make sure on our part that we play smart football. We don't make mistakes that cost us, and we avoid the things that set ourselves back. We've got a tough enough opponent with Pittsburgh coming in here. We can't go ahead and set ourselves back to begin the game already. So really, to me, it's about being fundamentally sound in how you approach it, being smart in decisions you make on the field, and that ties into penalties as well.
And also, what's your expectation for your offensive line? You're basically going to have 3 new starters there from what they had here last year. Do you have to be patient early in the season because of that?
There's not a lot of time for patience, but there's always an emphasis on development. I expect those guys to play hard. I expect them to play together. I expect them to communicate and to adjust on the sidelines accordingly. And I expect them to fight for 60 minutes. That's the expectation for every player on our team.
The other day you told us you would probably have a decision on center by Friday. I'm just wondering if you have that decision and if you're willing to share it. My guess is no, but I have to ask anyway.
We're going to start Nick Gates at center, Patty. So he's done a good job for us through camp. Spencer's done a tremendous job competing. We're very happy with both those guys on our roster. Very fortunate to have both guys working in the center position. Nick brings a lot of flexibility to other positions, but that's the direction we're going to go for right now, Patty.
Okay, and then the other question, thank you for answering that, by the way. The other question I was curious about is, it is week 1. It's a new team. There's a lot of excitement, even though the fans won't be there. How do you talk to your team about balancing having enough energy but not being too overly excited to where, now they're playing too tight and not really, and are putting themselves in a lot of making mistakes that they, that they
I think it's how we have to prepare to begin with that, to be honest with you. There's going to be more adrenaline and excitement, obviously, especially in the first regular season game. We have to prepare by putting these guys in stressful situations, and keeping the pace of practice such that they have to think while they're tired. And that's really the best thing that'll help them when they get on the field Monday night, Patty. Obviously, the excitement goes. They have to stay within, the principles of the plays and the concepts of what we're doing, and really just, bring it back to square one, just focus on doing their job and trusting the other 10 on the field do their job as well and function as a unit.
Joe, I'm wondering, Giants fans been spoiled here for 16 years with a quarterback who never missed a start. How important do you view backup quarterback, and what kind of is your confidence in Colt?
We have confidence in every player on our roster. That's why they're a member of our team. And we prepare every player to play every play of the game. everyone has a critical role at the game. There are no, I said earlier, there are no insignificant roles. There are no insignificant units or anything. I love having Cole on this team. He's a pleasure to be around. I've learned a lot from him already, in a player-coach relationship. He definitely brings a lot of energy to the rooms he's in. He's a really good part of our team, and we're happy to have him.
Do you know who you're bringing up the practice squad, Joe? Can you share?
We haven't decided on whether or not we're going to bring up anybody. So this time of week, obviously, there's a lot of things to talk about in terms of actives, inactives, because of the rules this year with the practice squad. Obviously, we're entertaining, all options throughout the week. We practice everyone accordingly for the game plan, but we haven't finalized in this conversation yet.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan.
Dougie?
Hey, Joe. Ryan just stole my question about the practice squad. But let me just ask, we won't, talk to you after the injury report comes out. How are you feeling about Tate and his status going into Monday?
He's been working hard. He'll be with the trainers a little bit as far as getting treatment. We expect everybody at practice today. We'll take a look at how they are coming out of practice today and make the decision for the game.
Andrew Thomas, how confident are you in his ability to handle one of the best pass rushes in the league?
Again, we're confident in all of our players. We're going to put them in position. We coach them hard. We're very demanding. Those guys go through a tough regimen on a weekly basis with Mark and Ben, and being on part of that offensive line. So we have a lot of confidence in all of our players. That being said, this is a great challenge for our entire team. And, our offensive line has a great challenge ahead of them. With Pittsburgh's front, they're very talented. They're capable of having very disruptive plays, which gives opportunities in the back end for turnovers as well. So all of our guys got to really come in and have 60 minutes of good football. We have to play discipline, and we have to really just go ahead and be committed to the process of playing and making adjustments throughout the game.